I just want to help you where you need it.
Oh, well, come along. We'll have a party here. We need mint.
Thanks.
To get the cloves of garlic, do you have to pull up the whole plant?
So, okay, so unfortunately we don't have any here we can harvest. So this is a garlic chive, and if you pulled them out on the bottom, you'd find it would be almost like a little scallion. But the real garlic, yeah, it's a one-shot deal. You plant your garlic clove in the fall, and it grows all winter, it grows through the spring, and then when it gets to the top, it starts getting blossoms on the top. And you can see it's big enough, you pull it out of the ground, and so then you have your garlic clove in the stem. And so if you're going to eat them right away, you just cut up the garlic and use it. If you're going to store them, you have to let them sit out for about a week to 2 weeks with good air circulation, and then they build up a thick skin on them. So then they're like the ones you get at the store, where they'll dry out easily. They won't like rot, they won't mold, and they won't like get totally wispy. They'll be good. But this is more like a chive. And I don't know what happens. So we can show you actually can't eat the whole thing, but you can kind of see it tends to be clumping and stays in the ground. And then the flower stem's really hard, so you usually wouldn't eat that. You can feel it. But you can eat the flowers, you can eat the buds, and you can eat those little soft stems. And the whole thing, those are great because they start in the spring. So since we don't get the garlic until like June, July, the rest of the time, if you like the garlic taste, you can use the garlic chives.
So do you eat the flowers too?
You can eat the flowers too. Yeah.
I gotta use help keep mosquito away.
Maybe they have the same garlicky smell, so probably. What else do we have?
Right? It's a good thing because I have one of those.
So these are kind of pretty for arrangements, and they're also one of the most nutritious plants in the garden. It's Hopi red dye amaranth. And so if you know what you were doing, you can make dye from the leaves. But you can also eat the leaves and stems like spinach, and they're a lot more nutritious than virtually any vegetable that we grow on purpose. So they're a great staple of life. And then you can see these are the flowers on them, so they're pretty in arrangements. And then later on, they're going to make amaranth seed, which is the grain you would buy if you were going to have amaranth. Yeah, and that one's great around here because it grows, it reseeds itself. If we didn't water, it wouldn't be as big as it is now, but it will grow without absolutely any water. Yeah, they just be smaller. And so they're super nutritious. So this is one of the, like, if you're talking sustainability, this is one of the most sustainable plants in the garden because it doesn't take many inputs at all. And Marina Vasquez, who works in the building of Indigenous Studies, grew up eating this, and basically what she said when she taught me how to eat it years ago, she was like, well, she said, for people like you, meaning like white girls, I think, who aren't used to eating it, you're going to want to eat the young leaves. But she said, we eat the whole plant. We're used to it. We like the stronger taste. We just eat all of the plant. Pretty hard to eat television. So we're growing lots of sunflowers in the garden, cultivated ones. So if you see a stalk that's one of these single stalk ones, please don't cut the flowers. They're cute. But if you see the native ones or ones that have multiple flowers on them, you're welcome to take them. And with the sunflowers and everything else, you pretty much just want to get them in water right away. And they'll last a long time as a cut flower, as long as you don't like leave them out in the sun baking. This is my blackberry bush, and starting to get blackberries here. You may find ripe ones if you like sour. You can try them now because to be ripe, they'll come off in your hand easily.
Yeah.
And this one, who wants a berry? And they feel squishy, and it's probably sweet. If you get them where you have to pull them off, they're going to make your mouth pucker.
I put these down in Oak Creek all the time.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
And they're later here, so after you pick everything in Oak Creek, you can come here and pick some. I guess we'll just keep wandering. There's berries. Are you a gardener at all, or an eater?
Gardener,
Yeah.
yes.
What do you grow?
Some zucchini and squash and cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce.
Wow. So, and does anyone want any mint?
Mint. What kind of
There's a
mint?
lot of mint here. That mint.
Spearmint.
So I love this planner. And last year, the SLUG Garden Action Learning Team built this one and put it together, so that was fun. And this year they can come back and harvest mint, which is great because they have a organic garden here. And one of the themes they did was tea plants. And we didn't really want to put the mint in the ground because it will take over. So we planted it here. So yeah, there's chocolate mint, there's apple mint, there's spearmint, and somewhere in here there's mojito mint, but I can't tell the difference between it and the spearmint. Yeah, but yeah. So this is one of the things we're doing is we're starting to have to go up because if you look around, the ground is pretty full. And what else? There's lemongrass. This is East Indian lemongrass here. We've got yeah, you can use it like West Indian lemongrass. It's a little slightly different lemony flavor. What else? Yeah, if you want West Indian lemongrass, that's here. And we pretty much cut like a whole shoot off of it if you want some. And then here there's chamomile flowers, which are very fun. Relaxing chamomile tea. You just pick the blossoms off.
So for lemongrass, the harvest, you just pick a leaf, or
You want to like pretty much take like a whole stalk, and that's one of the things when people come and pick here, we just ask them to try to like kind of know what you're doing, get oriented, and then try not to over harvest, which sometimes just means asking. It's like a plant like this, you don't want to come and take the whole thing yet.
so this you do in the stir fries to make like the Thai.
Yeah,
flavor, right?
or in soup for flavoring, or you can make tea out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in some soup.
And hopefully we've got more of these. They'll get bigger. This one we have to bring in for the winter. Chamomile blossoms too, if you want to make your own little chamomile tea. You can collect those. We put things in pots, and we have we grow things in the NAU greenhouse most of the year, and so it'll grow on in there. So hopefully next year it will be even bigger because those are big plumping plants. But yeah, if you want any chamomile for chamomile tea, you can harvest that. And there's also different kale in here. There's black dinosaur kale. There's collard greens in the back. And there's another lemongrass, two lemongrass plants there. This is lemon verbena, which is wonderful. That's another one. In the, yeah, makes another good relaxing tea. I have one of these actually.
Do you want some of the few plants that it will collect?
Yeah, and there's some interesting herbs here too. There's some strange things. This is Vietnamese coriander used in Vietnamese cooking.
Oh wow.
This
Is
one,
it raw?
yeah, it's kind of spicy. This one's called fish mint, which is also used in Vietnamese cooking. And you can see some of these are tropical, so that's why we put them in. Yeah, I don't know if it really tastes like fish.
You know what's so funny, Gina, is I have raspberry bushes in my backyard growing next to my mint, and now my raspberries taste like mint.
Really?
They're like mint raspberries.
Wow.
I
Even if
love
it's
it.
like shoots volatile oils over there.
Is this the night
Yeah, the dinosaur kale's the darker one, and then the collards are like the velvet ones on the back. And then this is another native flower here. This is globe mallow, or sometimes people call it apricot mallow. It's like a miniature hollyhock, and those are the hollyhocks there. And actually,
like this?
yeah, like that's a growing point where those roots come up.
I really am glad we're doing
Help
this
yourself, because
because
there's a ton.
I've always been hesitant because I just don't know how to harvest.
No, and I mean that's one of the good things. That one of the good things for the walk too is just getting an orientation and learning how you can pick. What a pretty bouquet! I love that. I love your color combination.
Smells so good.
I've seen that, like kale bouquets and stuff. I think that's the great edible bouquet.
It's so pretty. Yeah. And that's a lot. So we have everything totally mixed up in the garden. So like these are tomatoes, and hopefully we'll start having tomatoes in a couple weeks. We've got green ones. It's always a challenge around here. We try to cluster them so if we get a frost, we can cover them and keep them growing. This is another another native coming up in here, which is Rocky Mountain bee plant, and it's really good. Hummingbirds love it, bees, butterflies, and then these seed pods on it are edible. Now you can eat them; they're kind of spicy, and then later on they'll harden up, and they have seeds inside that taste a lot like a radish. People eat them for trail food. They're kind of weird tasting, actually. I don't like them, but I know people who do.
Do they taste like radish? For real?
They taste. Right now, they taste kind of bitter. Like I had a friend who was like a total vegan and loves them. But the seeds, when they're hard at the end, they're spicy. So he will like eat them for energy food on his bicycle.
Some gorgeous tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes are slow but coming. There's salad leaf basil here, and come and pick that, and you know, a lot of people eat it as a vegetable instead of a garnish. So it's one that it's really good. The more you pick, we really need people to pick stuff. Like I'll regret saying this someday, but we need help picking. We pick and we share with people who work in the garden, people who are in the building or come by. If we get big harvests, we take them to Family Food Center or on this side of town. Students, we've had hungry students. Sometimes Louis Cupboard will send students over. We teach them how to pick if they have a place. They want to eat organic produce, they can come and get free food. So
Should we send out an email maybe on the sustainable masters sustainability listserv or something? Tell people to invite them. But should we invite them to learn how to pick?
yeah, we should invite people to learn how to. Cause, yeah, it's an interesting balance because you want people to come, but if like everybody in the university team here would be in trouble. So it's kind of a juggling game. So let's see. Yeah, so these beds have some perennials. To that side, there's arugula, and it's very, very strong rustic arugula. There's French sorrel, and there's yeah, like sometimes I'll take like if it's on the stems, I'll take like a whole stem and then pull the leaves off, or you can just take a leaf at a time. And so you can use these for like stir fry. They're great on pastas, salads. Several people here pick and just make them into pesto and use it instead of basil. Very nutty flavor.
That's a strong one.
This is a really strong arugula. If you're used to grocery store arugula, this one will take some getting used to.
Yeah, I usually blend it.
But you can see, you can just put garlic and make pesto. This is French sorrel, and this one tastes, this is a perennial, so we do try to have a lot of perennials in the garden, so like if you taste that, it's related to spinach, and it's very lemony tasting.
Oh, it is. Ooh.
Yeah. So, this is a great one because it comes up about first thing in the spring, and it stays up through most of the winter. It'll be green until it gets really, really, really cold. And
Spinach salad back in the way. This is all perk that up. Perk it up.
so, what else? You know, we planted those dandelions because we wanted to do cultivated dandelions, and I thought they would act differently, and they didn't. They acted just like our regular dandelions. They did not stand up and have like big erect leaves and be easy to pick. Look how pretty.
I'm wondering if they would, because they have that tendency to take over, you know?
Yeah, we can't get rid of ours. The chickens ate them to the nubs, and they're like,
And we've had to let them go like this. The garden is an interesting balancing act between order and chaos. And so one of the things is dandelions are about the first blooming plant here for bees and pollinators in the spring. And so really if you pull out all your dandelions, you're really doing a disservice to these like struggling pollinator populations that we're supposed to be helping. But then if you have too many around, and then it looks like, you're sloppy, you don't take care of your garden. And so there's always like, it's kind of like you want the cute ones, it's horrible. but it's like in the beginning when they have the flowers and stuff, it's like welcome dandelion, and then when they get ratty looking, it's like.
I like blowing the seeds, and then I realized as an adult that that's probably not the best thing to do, but as a kid, it was one of my favorite things. I'm like, that's all we do.
And so this here, there's different parsley here. There's curly leaf parsley around the edge, and then this is fennel. And so we have some where you can eat the bulb that's forming, but this is one that we let go. And I grew up eating this as a kid. I'm Italian, and we use fennel for everything. So when you get the flowers are fantastic for pollinators. Everybody loves these, especially butterflies and bees and little pollinators love the flowers. And then the seeds are like if you go to an Indian restaurant and they give you that wonderful dish of things at the end with the sweets. You have fennel seeds in them, so you can make tea out of the seeds or eat them. And then the leaves too, you can use. It tastes a lot like dill, but a little more licorice. And so the leaves you can use like if you make fish, you could like split it down the middle and put this in the middle and like put it on the grill, and it would impart this really nice licoricey flavor. So we
How
had
do seeds come out? Like, is there one seed per flower?
yeah, there will, and then each one of these is a flower too. Yeah, so each one of those would have one seed, and dill looks a lot like this too.
hey Dan, what are, is this an edible
So
flower?
this is another thing. You can see it's in that same family, the same like parsley's in the family. So this is actually leaf celery, and so it's a celery that you grow for the leaves. And
Oh, I was gonna say pink licorice, but I thought
yeah,
that
but you can use that one for like I use it. I make my own celery sauce, and so you just take it home, dry the leaves, and grind it up. If you use it as a seasoning, you can put it in cheese or butter, or you could use it in soup. And then we let them bloom here for the pollinators. So obviously, a lot of the little guys love these. See, these flowers are teeny, teeny, teeny flowers. So we have a lot of calendulas in here, and they make good cut flowers. If you have like a place at home or a waste place that has nothing growing, you can take the seeds and harvest those and bring them home and like spread them around, and at least you get these beautiful orange and yellow flowers growing, which is really nice.
my friend makes calendula salve.
Yeah, so people use the flowers, and also some people use the flowers and the leaves, and they'll either soak them in alcohol or grind them up in a blender, or all kinds of different ways that you can use. And I know that some people do harvest for uses like that. Marina Vasquez uses them to teach in her applied indigenous studies, like she does medicinal uses and herbal uses of plants, and they will come out and harvest these. So they have, you can eat them in salads too. You can just take the petals and put them in water and do a hair rinse. So many things you can do. Is it the version? Yes.
I think so. You said the orange flowers was the calendula.
Yeah. And this is a little native red post-Nutella. And this one grows in places around here that are moist and usually shady, like Oak Creek Canyon, Kelly Canyon, all your local canyons, moist pinewoods. Well, thanks for coming. You're welcome. Yeah, and come back. And if there's anything you can do with your programs, if there's anything with students who want to work in the garden, or if you can figure out Italian, one of the things I'm working on is to try and get more. Right now, Applied Indigenous Studies will do things here. The first year studies classes will do things here, and sometimes like honors students have done projects here. We have environmental studies interns, but I'm trying to work as the goal for the year on getting involved with a curriculum for the garden and getting it linked to, there's talked about a sustainable food certificate program, and so that's my real hope, is that we can actually get people credit for taking a class here in the garden. So if any of that jives with what you guys do, come on your own trip. Okay. Thanks a lot. Good to meet you. What's your last name?
Thanks for joining us on NAU Slug Garden Tour today. Stay tuned and stay connected to NAU Social.